Some may know it as a BB gun, others know it as a silly toy. I know it as a sport. I'm referring to airsofting, of course. For those of you who aren't so sure as to what airsofting is, it's really the same idea as paintball, but with the attempt to make it a little bit more like a military simulation. The main difference between the two is the way they look, along with how they function. Paintball is a simple system of pipes that open and close when the trigger is pulled, pushing the paintball out at whatever pressure the tank is set to. Airsofting, however, has springs of different sizes that allow for control of the BB's speed. This led airsoft to the US as an alternative hobby to replace paintball, because it has allowed players to have identical gear to a military personnel. For example, you would be able to have one-to-one replicas of guns, equipment, tactics. So in other words, you became a little weekend warrior, if you will. Although they may look really cool, they still only fire plastic BBs. Unfortunately though, the realistic look of the gear has led to some negative misconceptions and has unfortunately hurt the sport's popularity. Examples of this misconception is seen in cases where people with airsoft guns have been mistaken as criminals by law enforcement. The reason this has become a situation in recent years is because irresponsible people have altered the airsoft equipment and removed the orange tip, which is a big no-no. I mean like big no-no. And this has resulted in law enforcement being unable to differentiate the difference between real guns to fake ones. Since the orange tip is one of the only few indicators that a gun is fake, it's really important to make sure that people are responsible with the airsoft equipment, allowing for more enjoyable experiences in the future. Now that we've really cleared all of that up, it's time to knock a few funny misconceptions out. For instance, there's a misconception that has been around for quite some time that most airsoft guns can be modified to fire actual bullets. Little do people know, most airsoft guns are made of plastic that is just as thick as the mechanical pencil you write with. Even though the outside of the gun may look like an actual weapon, the inside is completely different. In simplest terms, the center of an airsoft gun has support brackets, things going through it, and that's made specifically for airsoft guns. Meanwhile, in a real gun, the center is completely hollow. Whether the gun is hollow or not, they still cannot be modified to fire actual rounds. This leads to another misconception, that airsoft guns are downright dangerous. And I mean dangerous. And the funny thing is that doing chores might be just as dangerous or even more dangerous. Because, lawnmowers, scary suckers. They're dangerous. And really, on that note, airsofting is less dangerous than paintball, since the rounds are fired at lower speeds and they weigh less. So I hope this has helped you guys, consider what you want airsoft to be. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you have any questions.